Hi, this is Derek Hickson coming back to you from the Clean Slate Network once again with vital information for the campaign and how it's going to affect you. Once again in front of the dry white erase board with vital information. This number right here should be your focus for the next few minutes. $14,256,000. It's in red. Why? Because you're not earning it, and you should be. This is money you're getting cheated out of because of one aspect or one interpretation of the contract that is absolutely wrong. Okay? We're talking about meal money, meal penalties, meal allowances, whatever you want to call it, because they're different things, they're not the same. This is a letter that's been circulated. It is on letterhead from our own union, our administration. Their names are right here. It's discussing meal penalties, NDBs, and meals at Warner Brothers. And right here in this little red box, it is stating a direct lie. Absolute wrong. It's wrong. I cannot stress this enough. You're getting screwed out of, on average, $14,000 a year because the interpretation of the contract is very highly slanted to management's side, and basically it's a fairy tale. This does not match what's in this, and that's your black book contract. We're going to go through it, but I want to discuss numbers first and why and how it happens. What's happened over the years is that people have talked about meal allowance, meal money, meal penalties. Okay, there's a kids game that some of you were taught in school. It's called the telephone game. Internationally, it's referenced as the Chinese whisper game. First grade or kindergarten, you're lined up 10 students in a line, and the teacher goes to one side and whispers a secret into a student's ear. That student in turn turns around, whispers to the next student, and so on and so on. By the time it gets to the 10th student, it's completely convoluted. It has nothing to do with what the teacher said in the first whisper. And that's exactly how this has gone. We've heard everything from NDBs get you caught up, the $40 meal money gets you caught up, and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, it's all wrong. So we're going to go through it. We're going to clarify it right now, today, in this video, and you're going to understand exactly how and why you are being cheated out of $14,000 a year. And this is on the low end, the low average. I took the very basic of numbers, and we'll go through the numbers and you'll see them. But if you were walking down the street and you saw $14,000 laying on the sidewalk, would you bend down and pick it up? Is there a way that you could find to use $14,000 in your life? New motorhome, new quad, an education for your kids? 15 years, 12 years of this kind of money, compounded interest, is an education for cash at USC, one of the top universities, one of the most expensive universities in the nation. I'm going to show you exactly how it's happening, what's going on, and we're going to use the exact language, in our black book to explain it. So I'm looking at this number again, 14,256 on an annual basis. Let's look at the numbers as they add up. In 1 year, they're taking $14,000 from you as a driver. Collectively, 2,000 drivers, on average working under the black book, that's $28 million in a year. After 5 years, this number adds up to $71,000 for you, each individual driver. After 10 years, it's $142,000. 15 years, $213,000. And after 20 years, they have taken $285,000 from you. Look at that number. When you retire after 40 years, when you get your retirement numbers, and you look at your IAP, this figure alone doubles what your IAP is going to be at your retirement age. Let's put it in perspective. You work 40 years to get money to retire so you have a safe, secure retirement and you can enjoy life. And number one, the pension plan is underfunded and about to go into crisis mode. Number two, you're being screwed out of twice the figure that your IAP is going to be when you retire. Let's go over here and add these numbers up. Collectively, what are the studios saving? $28 million after a year, $142 million after 1 year, or 5 years, $285 million after 10 years, $427 after 15 years, and after 20 years, $570 million. That is $500 million. Now, let's talk about the $500 million we're short in our pension fund because of the residual issue, on top of the $500 million they're cheating you out of in your meal penalties alone. This is just meal penalties. $500 million. So right there, you have $1 billion turnaround. $1 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't know if you guys know the difference between a million and a billion, but it's huge. 1 million seconds in time is like 13 days or 12 and a half days. 1 billion seconds of time is 31 years. 31 years of seconds. That's the difference between a million and a billion. So these numbers represent millions, but when you add them up, $500 million that we're getting cheated out of, plus $500 million that's missing from the pension fund, that's $1 billion. Just for meal penalties. There'll be many more videos coming up because it's not just meal penalties we're getting screwed on. We're getting screwed across the board, and we're going to tackle them all.